Good morning. This is Destiny. This is Saturday, December 14th, 2019. Very early in the morning, and I know that a lot of people are sleeping in because it's the weekend, but Destiny is up and she is here to bring you another video. And this is the video that I did 4 days ago, doing the best you can. And I did part one. So today I am here and I am going to continue into this video with part two. And I want to give you a little bit more detail, but I want to turn this topic back toward myself. Now, the reason why I say that is because, as I said in the video, the first video, I said I woke up that morning about 4 a.m. and this message just flooded my mind. You're doing the best you can. And I kept hearing that same word or that same message kept playing over and over again. You're doing the best you can. And like I said, it just immediately, it caught my attention. It gripped something within me. And as I continued on into my day and got up and I went on to my job, that message just hung on to my mind all day long. And I knew that the universe was sending me a message at that time because I had gone through some really rough times in the last year. I have fought a lot of battles in the last year. I have put up myself I have picked myself back up many times and got back into the ring, and I was ready still to fight, to war, and many times I wanted to quit, and many times I wanted to give up. And every time I would continue to push myself and try to push all the pain and all the negative things that was thrown at me and all the hurts that people had laid upon my heart, my divine creator God just kept pulling me back up and breathing his breath into me, and I kept moving. So I knew he was telling me that morning, Destiny, you're doing the best you can. And he was telling me that because that you arrived at this place. I see a great change in you. I see a greater power in you. I see a different person. I see a more powerful person, a more secure person, a more understanding, a more loving and compassionate person. So stop beating yourself up over your past and what has happened in your life, because you have been strengthened, you have been elevated, you have been promoted to a higher, greater self, and you are doing the best you can. You are doing it. And I'm like, okay, I got this. And then I thought about all the people that have situations and circumstances that they have found themselves in that were similar to the things that I have gone through. And my heart just began to feel very heaviness, because I'm saying a lot of people need to hear this same message because they're struggling with the same things. Like, they have been sent all kinds of tests, all kinds of trials, all kinds of hurt. They've been used, they've been abused, they've been rejected, they've been cast out as nothing, and they're feeling like every time I get on the top of the mountain, it's like a big earthquake, a wind comes and blows me back down to the bottom. And a lot of people's feeling that. So anyway, let's jump into this message. I'm going to continue part two, doing the best you can do. And this is part two. But you need to go back to part one of that video, doing the best you can. And you need to pick that up and listen to it very thoroughly, because there is a powerful message in that video. It helped me. And it's continued to help me each day that I listen to it. And I know there is a message in there for you out there. If you're going through similar situations, you need to hear that message. This is a video that you need to hear. So today, let's jump right here into it. And like I said, good morning out there. Early, beautiful Saturday. Destiny's up early and she's ready to get started. You know, let me tell you about that video because when he spoke that video, those words to me, you're doing the best you can. So I went on through the day and, you know, I was like, okay, I get this, you know, and I felt all of this that I've been through. Then I started feeling other people's pain by being, by being an empath. I can feel other people's pains very, very intensely and most all the time. So, like I said, later on during that day, maybe later part of the evening, I turned on I opened up my online and I went to my YouTube station and bam, a message came up and this guy I was telling you, he was telling in his video, the same message, you're doing the best you can. And then I said like 3 hours later, I'm just out there watching videos and, you know, because I like to feed my spiritual being. I like to feed with knowledge and information. And 3 hours later, another video came up and the lady in her video was saying the same thing. You're doing the best I can. And I knew this message always got to start with, you know, any message that the Creator gives you, your God gives you, it first has to start with you. You got to put this on you. You got to put this around you and wrap yourself in it. And you got to get everything you know that the Creator is sending within that message so you know how to put it in the place where it's going to help you in your life. But then you also now have to really go around and wrap this message around because everything that he gives you as an experience, as a testimony, as something that you are that you are using as a vehicle to move into other areas, then you find your path and your way to drive yourself into another direction, which is a whole lot better and a whole lot higher and a whole lot more stronger and powerful right now that you're propelling your own self, that you're moving away from all those hurts and pains and neglects and abuses and all that negativity even coming from yourself or other people. And now it's your time where you have become stronger and more consciously aware of these types of things. Now you can help other people. So let's get into part two. That was just a brief introduction. Part two, doing the best you can do. And I just want to subtitle this, and when that's not enough, try again. And I talked about in the first video about the little engine that they had to get the little engine to pull, you know, all the toys and the boys and girls and the food over the mountain because the big shiny engine just quit on them. Go back to the first video where you get that information. And the little engine, he didn't believe in himself because he had been kicked to the side and nobody was using it, the little engine anymore because it was old. So they got them a great big old shiny engine that supposed to be younger and newer and all more powerful. And they believed in this new engine over the little engine. But one day, the big old shiny new engine came to its standpoint and could not move. And they had to look around who can help us to get these engines over that mountain. So we have to feed the boys and girls on the other side of the mountain. And they looked around, was nobody but the little old engine they had put down. But it had fire in his engine. He had strength in his engine. First he didn't believe. First he was like, I've been cast out so much. I have been put down so much. They stopped believing in me. So I stopped believing in myself. But as they kept saying, please, please, please help us, help us, the little engine began to go back into his mind and begin to think about all the trips and all the many cars that he had pulled before. And he kept saying, I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. And that's what happened. So I'm going to turn this message back toward myself today. I'm going to put this message back on me. So if this message resonates with you, then this was the word sent to you also by the universe, from the universe, because I said no accidents, no coincidence. You're watching this and this is resonating with you. This is a divine appointment. You need to get this get this, and you need to get this in your heart, and you need to live this, and you need to walk through this, and you need to pay attention to this. So if whatever situation that you may have not yet arrived to achieving or overcoming or conquering, today is your day to do that. This is my message, and I'm putting this on me. Now here, let me tell you, sometimes I forget how many times I picked up myself off the floor, and how many times that I washed away smudgy makeup from my tears that dammed down my face. And how many times I have cried of many ugly tears. And I even put myself to bed many nights from the hurtful words of other people spoken to me. And even to the hurtful words that I even spoke to myself. I had to pull myself up. I can't tell you how many times I've said no to things that were good, the things that were the best for me, the things that the Creator God was sending for me, and I said no. But I said yes many and many times to those things that weren't so good for me, those things that weren't healthy for me, those things that was not for me, those things that were against me. I said yes. How many times I've treated myself with kindness and with patience, and then I just turned around and I allowed people to rob me of those things that I have worked so hard to arrive at. I worked so hard learning how to be kind when people have hurt me, people have belittled me, people have scolded me. I have worked so hard having patience because so many times I've been rejected and denied, and I have been unloved. I have been kicked aside like I was nothing. I was no good. I didn't have any use and value. It took patience to learn to love me all over again. I said I was being treated, and I have treated myself. And I had to learn to treat myself with kindness and patience. But like I said, sometimes it just turned all around. And then I allowed people to come in and snatch it all away from me. All my hard works and efforts. Everything that I believed that I could do. Everything I believed that I would do. Everything I believed that I was doing right. Through my learning to be kind with other people saying that I couldn't, and learn to be patient when everybody said that it's not your time, it's not your turn, you got to wait, you can't do this, you're not ready for this. But I allowed people to come in, I allowed people to rob me of those things that I finally arrived at to believe in, and I allowed people to take it all back away from me. I forget how many times I tended to my wounds. How many times I banded my wounds. How many times that I sit there and I rub those scars and I try to soothe the scars with peace. I try to soothe the scars with comfort, but it wasn't enough. I forget how many times I tended to those wounds, and I made peace with my own anger, because I was angry a lot, because I was always allowing people's words to define me, to discredit me, to belittle me, to stop me from believing in the power that was within me. And I started believing what other people were saying because I was giving in to their words and to their beliefs, but it was not what the Creator created for me. If I was taking care of my body, that was not my own. I believe I was doing everything I could. I believed I was doing everything that I could, that I knew how to do, that ever I was ever taught to do. I was believing that I was doing everything. I was taking care of a body that I felt like that it was not my own. So here's to remembering Destiny. I'm speaking to you, me, even to Destiny, my inner child this morning. I'm speaking to you. So here's to my remembering that I am doing the best that I can. And I'm speaking to you out there today. Here's to you also remembering that you are doing the best that you can. The most we can do in life out there, people, let me tell you, is try. Just like that little engine. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. We got to try. 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 I think I can. I think I can. And we got to remember you can. You can. Try to be a good person. Try to be a better daughter. And try to be a better son, a better husband. Try to be a better wife, a better mother, a better father, a better friend. Try to be a better speaker. Try to be better in everything that you do, but you got to try. You can never reach to those places that you want to reach. You cannot change the situation or the circumstances that you want to make a better life until you try. And when you try, you got to believe that you are doing it. You have to try to be more accepting of others' beliefs. You just can't walk over and bull over people. You got to believe in them. You got to believe in their beliefs as well. You got to encourage and motivate other people. Try to be open-minded about what other people are going through. Don't be selfish about everything is about you. Try. Try to volunteer for your community. Get yourself involved with humanity out there and show love and compassion for a community of people. Get involved. Try volunteering where people is needed, where other people may be feeling a whole lot lower than you or being in a worse situation than you think that you are. Try to make everything totally different and better. Try improving life. Try to make it to meetings. Try making it on time. When you're going out to see other people, just make it your business. I'm going to be on time. Try to make it on time to meetings with people who may not even know your first or your last name, but you show up in a way. And then you announce that, hey, I am here. But you try. And I'm going to say it again. You try and you just try. And when you fail, after all that you were trying to do and it just didn't pan out, it just didn't work out, it just did not present itself in this highest, greatest form, in the best way, then don't you give up. Don't you quit. You let that little engine inside of you start rolling over and remembering all the things that you have done that you know that you should have arrived to a better and a greater and a higher place, and you try again. You try again. Because destiny is trying again. Every day I get up, I got to remember, I got to try again. Because I'm not a failure. I am victorious. I am powerful. I am an achiever. I am a force to be reckoned with, that the universe God has put me here for that divine purpose. And as long as you're trying, then you can truthfully say with all sincerity that you are doing the best you can do. And for the longest time, let me tell you, I will blame myself for things that didn't work out. I beat myself up bad. I was my worst enemy. I was my worst I was my worst enemy. I mean, I would just beat myself up so bad, even if I knew that these things were way beyond my very control, and I knew that I just could not master it. It was way over my head, that I did not have the knowledge, I did not have the experience, I did not have the know how to do it. But because I failed, I would beat myself up so bad. I just saw myself as a failure. I saw myself as letting myself down, but you know what? Mostly I always was concerned about letting down other people. You guys know Destiny told you I was a people pleaser, and I played the best role when it came to pleasing people. I pleased people more than I would please myself, and everything I did back in that time, long time ago now, I'm not there anymore. I've been delivered from that place, that place of putting me down, denying me, and trying to put everything that was important to me, everything that is important to me on the back burner to help other people. I used to beat myself up because all I was out there was to please people, to serve people, to make people happy, to bring whatever people needed into their lives, and I neglected myself. And I was doing the best I can, but the times never came around where nobody fed those things back to me, gave me back the things that I was giving out. And of course, it's not rational to blame yourself for a rain on the day of your biggest presentation. But you can't help it. You just can't help it when you always live in your lower state of mind. You always live by the program of your ego. You always live by the programs of the matrix system and all other people who always you giving your power and control over. You just can't help it. But you got to come to that place where you got to say enough is enough, and you got to let yourself be addressed and looked way beyond all those negative things that kept you in bondage, that took the power and the freedom from you. And sure, it's become prominent in American society to promote the idea of self-love. And it's nothing wrong. You got to love yourself. I'm telling you, that's the farthest, greatest thing that you could ever do for yourself. You got to start loving you. You have done enough for a lot of people. You have given all your best of yourself to a whole lot of people, into their situations and to their problems, making sure that they were okay. Now it's time to make sure that you're okay. Now it's time to start loving you. Love yourself first, and you do for you, and you don't feel guilty about it. You don't let people tell you, oh, you're selfish. No, baby. You're living you. You're being you. You are your beautiful and authentic self. You are exactly now where the Creator has always created for you to be, in your own power, in your own authenticity. You are a power to be reckoned with. And it's nothing wrong with self-love. But it's also been ridiculous common to blame ourselves for things that are so unreasonable. Because that's how society has taught us. Things that we completely have no say over. But we've been conditioned and we've been told that we should not believe in ourselves. We should not love ourselves like that. We're so selfish. We've been bamboozled and lied to. We've been programmed wrong. And we've started blaming ourselves. And that is really a ridiculous thing for us, but that was all that we were taught. It is true that we are our own worst critics. I said I have been my worst enemy and my worst critic. I really have. But it's important to remember that we are doing the best that we can. You got to know that. You got to know that I'm doing the best I can. Every day I get up, I try again. Every day I get up, I try again. If I fall down 10 times within that day and I stumble and I mess up, I get back up and I try again. And we're really trying to do better. And that's what you got to really be reaching to, that place of trying to do better. And you really, really got to be trying to be your best version of yourself. And when you're doing that, stop beating up yourself, because you really are trying. And the universe sees you're trying, and the universe will meet you. As long as you're meeting the universe halfway. I often refer to the story of that little engine. I had that little book somewhere. I looked for it this morning. I couldn't find it, but it's in my house. I still hold on to that book that I had as a childhood story, The Little Engine That Could. And I hold on to that book and I hold on to that message in my heart. And oftentimes when situations occur, that message will come back to me, that little engine said, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And I often refer to that story of the little engine, that little engine that could, when I am feeling down. Because it reminds me of how many times I was able to pick myself up again. How many times I was able to draw back my power and my strength to believe in myself again. And we all have had those collapsing moments, those meltdowns, those breakdowns, the ripping of our heart where we just wanted to quit and stop. But we all had those collapsing moments when we had to pick ourselves up off the bedroom floor, off of the floor, because we were lying there in our own tears. And we had to force ourselves into the shower so we can pull our minds back into the forefront of positivity, where we got to start believing in ourselves again. Or how many times are we to force ourselves to eat something for dinner, even though there was a huge pit sitting in the middle of our stomachs from hurt, from bitterness and anger and frustration, from our lowest self-esteem, because it was nothing to help propel us to feel any greater about ourselves. But we had to pick ourselves up. We had to go on and make ourselves eat, even with the nerves and even with all that pain sitting in the middle of our stomachs. These moments of weakness actually turned out to be some of the strongest moments in my life. The strongest moment in my life, and I'm sure it has been some of the strongest moments in your life as well. So what about you? Drop your comments in the comment box below. Tell me about your experiences. You will always be a true, and I'm going to tell you, this is the way life works. And we got to get this, we got to understand this. It's not about us all the time. It's about us going through experiences, going through trials, and going through tests, and going through different stories and testimonies and different journeys, all about us, so we can build that platform where we can help others. But you will always be a love-hate relationship with yourself. You're always going to be in a love-hate relationship with yourself, no matter how much confidence that you carry. Some days are truly a struggle to recognize that your strength, it comes from within. Everything that you need is already within you, but it's so hard to get to that place sometimes to recognize that. It's so hard to recognize that your strength truly comes from within, not from those that surround yourself, that surround you, those things outside of you. It's within you. And of course, your mood becomes a product of your environment. Your mood becomes the product of all the negativity that is entering into your space, all the negative things that you're hearing being spoken out, because it's in your environment. But ultimately, you are the person who decides how you're going to react to the things that happen in your life. You're going to have to make that ultimate decision, how you're going to dislodge all those negative words and how to send all those negative people and all those negative things out of your way, away from your space, so you can get them out your head. Even through all the chaos, that you have managed to remain patient. And at the end of the day, listen, let me tell you, you are the person who makes yourself happy. Can't nobody make you happy. You better believe that. You better remember that. At the end of the day, you are the person who makes yourself happy, regardless of how happy other people make you. You got to be the one that make your own true happiness. Let me tell you like this. If I was taking care of a body that was not my own, and I'm saying this again, I believe that I was doing everything that I could. And this line resonates to me because I always put myself down when I feel like I am not doing the best that I can to help other people. If I miss a family event, I would beat myself up. I should have been there. I should have made more effort. If I missed a meeting, I let that thing beat me up. Oh man, what they gonna think about me? You know, how will they see me because I didn't even show up for the meeting? Or if I had to call out of work for whatever reason, oh man, I let the whole team down. I let down a whole lot of people. My parents, because I work at the child care center. My parents, what they gonna think of me? The kids, they gonna think that I walked out on them. I always would beat myself up. I always feel like I have let everybody in my life down, everyone down. And I shouldn't have felt that way. I was doing the best that I could do. And if you're feeling like that through certain situations that I had just explained about my life, don't beat yourself down. You have done the best you can do. And you're still doing the best that you can do. It is okay. It is okay. And sometimes you have to put these things to the side in order to make sure that you are okay first. Take care of you. Put yourself first. Sometimes you just got to put everything else out of your mind. You got to push people away from you. You got to tell people, get away from me. I can't take care of your situation right now. Your energy is not needed right now. Your energy is too negative me. I have to take care of myself first. I have to build myself up to that strong me. Back into the place where I can walk back into my positive thinking, my positive ways, my positive action, my positive feelings. Because when you come around me, I feel this negative energy, all this energy that is not helpful for me. Push them away, walk away from them, shut them down, get them out your life, and you get alone with your Creator, and you let the Creator create in you a clean heart and renew the right spirit within you and the power that He has within you that's going to supersede you to your greater and higher self. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe that you can do this. You got to believe that you are valuable. You are important. You are so important that sometimes other people just got to take a back seat to your needs, because your needs, you got to see yourself greater, because that's when you're going to start loving yourself first. And it's okay.